So currently, right, just want to let you know, but we went from under 50 subscribers to currently now at 72 subscribers. That's pretty good. In a couple days. No, no,
Look.
you're not good. Wow. Thanks for the support. I appreciate it. Thank you. There you go. um, let's see. Okay, so now I got the chat up. I can see it. Let's see. Pop up chat. Pop out chat. Cool. Yeah, what's up guys? Welcome to Cisco's podcast. I am here again. We're doing a kind of like a solo one cam for this one. I just want to get a little more personal on this podcast, this one in particular. My girlfriend's still here. Say hi, babe.
Hello.
Once again, we want to tell you to make sure to subscribe to the channel, Cisco's podcast on YouTube. If you cannot watch the full YouTube clip, I know it's long sometimes, but trust me, it is very entertaining. But if you cannot, you're just so busy, you have a lot of things to do, just everything in the world is attacking you at once. We get it. We do. You can go ahead and watch on TikTok and Instagram and now on Facebook also. All reels, all short clips. You can watch the highlights of the podcast, the best parts of the podcast right there and then. Comment, like, follow all those channels. We'd appreciate it. But make sure you do subscribe to the YouTube channel here. Make sure to hit that bell notification and hit that like button. And if you can, comment. We are here open to discuss anything. You can type in the chat. Feel free to type in the chat when it's live or comment in the comment description under the videos because we do post the videos after we go live. You can comment under there. We do post also reels, or I think they're called reels, right, on YouTube. So yeah, we do that also. So feel free to watch some of those clips, share with your friends, share with your neighbor, share with your tia, your tío, all of that. And yeah, we're gonna get a little personal on this one. I just want to see, the reaction of you guys, how you guys like the comedy. Then now we got the relationship stuff, we have the stories, and now this is a little more deep, a little more, in depth with me and the streaming stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and start it off with the first question. Go ahead, babe.
What inspired you to start your podcast, Cisco's podcast on YouTube?
So what inspired me, right? It was a lot. I started in 2019 streaming. My friend named Cheesy, he had a Twitch channel. His name on Twitch is Cheesy Plays. At work, I kind of mentioned it like, oh, I kind of been seeing this streaming stuff and I kind of wanted to try it out. Just don't know how. And I knew that he had one and he kind of said, well, you should do it this way, and kind of gave me pointers and ideas of how to do it. I finally figured it out. Didn't have a computer. The only thing I had was my original PlayStation 4. I figured out how to stream off that for free, didn't spend any money, and all I did was game Fortnite with my friends, and that's where I started. Eventually, over the years, I kind of felt like that wasn't really for me. I kind of like to talk a lot. I like to make jokes, but what wasn't for me was the gaming. I'm not the best player, but I'm also not the worst player. However, I do fall in the worst players category. I'm not that good at gaming. So to me, I felt that content was more of talking and podcast, babe. And yeah, that's really why that's really why I started the podcast. I really thought that I can get really deep into these conversations and you see it all the time. You see it all the time. I can talk for days. So I really wanted to see how this goes. And before this, I had started a podcast. I think it was called In Depth. Didn't work out, didn't like it. Then I called it Cisco Talks podcast. And some of the videos were okay. I just didn't, I don't know, the vibe wasn't there for me. Like it wasn't clicking. Maybe I don't know. There was no connection there. It didn't feel genuine. Scratch that off the board. I went ghost for a bit, stopped streaming, stopped gaming, moved back. I was living in Kansas, so I moved back to California. And then I was like, you know what? Let me try to work with what I have, just produce, from my heart and talk from my heart. And now we're here. So I feel like this is more genuine. We're talking, one on one, just like the very first one or two that we did. And then, yeah, so we'll see. We might do more of these more often, but we'll see. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? From my sister Maria Ortega. Um, that's a tough one, honestly. Um, I'll answer it this way. I see myself in general doing big things. I'd like to have a business, really big business, and travel a lot, do a lot of business meetings, have a house and, have my degree and have a big, career plans. That's kind of where I see myself. I do see myself doing stuff like this too, like podcasting, live streaming, trying to, do social media marketing and all that stuff. I do see myself, doing all those things, and hopefully they do, work out. But talking about my like immediate plans, I feel like I'm just gonna go back to school. That was my plan when I came here, to go to school, finish, and then do all the fire stuff that I've been doing. But I think right now I need to focus on school because I really want to just finish. I only need like a couple classes left to get my degree. So yeah, thank you for the question, sis. Like that was a really good question. Okay, second question, babe.
Could you share some of the challenges you faced in creating and maintaining your podcast?
Yeah, there's been a lot of challenges. I'll say that. Um, to start off, I guess when I first originally started, like the very first quote unquote podcast that I was trying to do, I was trying to copy or imitate like other podcasters, mainly like the red pill type podcasters. So I'd bring up topics like that. And if I'm being honest, like, everybody has their own opinions, everybody has their own, beliefs. But I felt like that wasn't my space. That's not where I shine, So when I was doing that, I felt like, yeah, it didn't feel right. It didn't feel right. So that was one of the challenges. There's been several others, like, the quality of the podcast is not where I want it to be. Editing takes a long time, so it was hard to go back to the channels. I was also doing it on Twitch, which to me, it made it a lot harder to be able to like cut clips and download them and then edit them and then repost them. When on YouTube, I just seen that YouTube just makes it so much easier. Like I'm streaming live right now. You guys can comment on there, just like Twitch, right? Everything's just like Twitch. But now what I can do easily, right? Download the whole stream, and it downloads fast. Download the whole stream. I cut clips, edit them, post, and put them everywhere. I put them on TikTok, put them on Instagram, put them on Facebook, and I put reels and shorts and, clips, all that stuff. And it's just so much easier and faster, where I feel like on Twitch, I had to, cut the clip, and then sometimes I had to find the clip where I, instead of downloading the whole, stream, because I don't know why, but it felt like it took forever to download the whole stream. And then I got to go back and cut the clips from it. And yeah, it just took a long time. I felt like it just took longer. I didn't I don't feel like my stream was getting pushed out that much on Twitch compared to YouTube, where currently I'm just getting like, you know, just people come in randomly and say hi. And on Twitch, I felt like it was just, if you know people, they'll come and watch. And, you know, it was kind of hard to get my name out there. Um, Another challenge that I faced was finding people to be on the podcast. And I just realized this, but it's like, I don't need to have a ton of people, right? I don't want a ton of people on the podcast with me. I would like it, you know, it'd be cool, you know, but as a podcast, like intimate stuff like this is really cool for me. But also, like, if I have that one person or two people that are really dedicated to like doing this and actually enjoy it and want to see growth like I do, that's all I need, honestly. And if it's just like, I don't know, my girlfriend does it because I kind of, you know, try to force her to help me with this. But she says she likes it too. But I'm pretty sure that's not like, or maybe correct me if I'm wrong, babe, but I don't think that's like her passion, you know. She really loves it as much as I do, at least, you know. I've been doing it for years, since 2019, like I said. So it's like embedded into me. And I feel like if I just find that other person, you know, and if we were like boys and shit, like the podcast would be constant. And that's what's been like really a struggle with the podcasting stuff. Aside from that, everything else has been great. The people come and watch right now. Um, put it on a positive note, right? The Instagram is going well. A lot of views, a lot of comments, a lot of likes. Amazing. Thank you for all that. TikTok, same thing. Every time I post a video, at least 200 views on each video. Fucking amazing. Likes, all that, amazing. Facebook, I just started putting it on Facebook. Let me tell you, it's doing all right. Maybe it's a slow start, but hey, we'll keep going on it, you know? It doesn't hurt. YouTube, however, it is blowing up. I'm telling you, we had like 3.3 thousand views on one video with a ton of likes, some comments, and then another 2,000 on another video, another 2,000 on another video, another 1,000 on another, 2,000 on another. It's just going crazy on YouTube. So we appreciate the love, everybody on YouTube. Thank you so much. So hopefully we'll keep going. I want to shoot for more podcasts that are live. Hopefully more throughout the week, but we'll see how it goes. But hit that subscribe button on YouTube and like the video. I'd appreciate it. Third question, babe.
How difficult has it been to find a reliable co-host or partner to work with on the podcast?
Yeah, just to touch up back on that topic. It's been really tough, I'll tell you that. Really fucking tough. And I'm not going to say like, I'm not going to try to put the blame on other people, right? Because I don't know, you can't expect someone to love something as much as you do, you know what I mean? Sometimes you just love something so much and you want the other people to do the same, but you know, it's not that's not how a life works all the time. So it's been tough. I know people are busy, they have lives, and you know, the older we get, the busier we are, the more responsibility comes onto our plate. So I'm just trying to find that right person, and it's tough because, you know, I don't really like talk to a lot of people, and I don't have that many friends either, or I don't talk to a ton of people to where it's like, oh, like let me just go on my social media or let me just hit up this person and ask. Like I felt like I've asked everybody that I possibly could at this point, and right now it's just like up in the air to see who's willing to come on the podcast and actually, you know, put in effort and work. So yeah, I don't know. It's been tough. It's been really tough. I've asked, I've, you know, contacted most of the time, like last minute people just bail out due to whatever reason, it can be anything, but for the most part, like people just don't. I feel like people are just shy or they're not used to being on live streaming where people can actually talk back to them, or they're self-conscious, or they're not used to this. Where, like I said, I've been doing it for a while, so it's kind of like, I guess, natural in a way, but I don't know. But yeah, it's been tough. My sister said something else. Let's see. She said, "Your shorts on TikTok caught my attention. It's like short but juicy info." Thank you, thank you. It is, it is. I try, and that's why I'm doing this too. I felt like on the previous podcast, it was cool. We did a "Who knows me better," right? And it was me and my girlfriend Hazel, and we asked each other questions to see if we knew them about each other, right? And that was good, but I feel like it was harder to make longer, like, shorts for that. I don't know if that makes sense. They're called shorts, but I'm trying to make them longer to fill them up with a little more info. But it was a little tough. It was a little tough, just because it was one question. We did barely any talking in between. We wrote down our answer and then we showed it. So it was a little tough. We did talk about it a little bit after, but it was a little tough to make a longer video. So, that's what I'm doing this for, just to make a little more juicy videos and all that. But yeah, you can watch that on the YouTube channel. Once again, Cisco's podcast. The previous podcast, it's still up there on their videos. It's also up there on live. And yeah, there's going to be, I think I'm going to post one tonight, another one of that podcast. Then we're going to move on to this one. And I'm going to be posting more about this one soon. So yeah.
Can you describe the emotional journey you've been through when you thought people would commit to the podcast but ended up flaking?
Yeah. So pretty much, right, the emotional journey, it just sucks. Just to put it all in a small perspective, right? It sucks, right? Like, you get your hopes up thinking people are gonna actually want to be on the podcast. Everybody says yes. You did a lot of work to build up to this one moment of like, hey, we're going to do this. You make, I don't know, like, in my eyes, they're called flyers, but they're like just marketing social media pictures to post up of like when you're gonna go live and stuff. So you prepare, like I prepare for like sometimes 2 weeks on end, a week on end, even a couple of days before. You're preparing, putting in your time and effort, and then when people are bailing like the last second, it sucks, it hurts, but I'm just gonna use it as motivation to keep going, keep pushing forward. I noticed that, like, especially with these podcasts that I've been making, that they haven't been super long. The first two were like 30-40 minutes. The second one, or the third one, was like an hour long. They haven't been too long, which is amazing. I like that. And I feel like because it's been just me or me and my girlfriend, it's been more, how do I explain it? More passionate, right? I felt like I can express my passion for the podcast even more when it's just personal, and when it's more one-on-one, and when there's people here that actually want to see the podcast grow, which my girlfriend supports me a lot on this. So I really do appreciate you, but honestly.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The next one.
Yeah.
How have you managed to stay motivated and keep oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Okay.
Take it from the top. Take it from the top.
Let me do it again.
Okay. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Hold on. Hold on. Wait. Let's see if I hit the right button. Go again.
How have you managed to stay motivated and keep going despite the lack of support or commitment from others?
Um, that's a really good one. Um, I think what motivated me to start again was the fact that I feel like I have a lot to share and to talk about, but also your support, babe, has helped me out a lot. You know, that was the pad. It just fell from the edge of the table. Don't worry. Sorry,
Oh,
something fell on the table over there, and my girlfriend turned around because she just seen something fall
I know
or
that's
move.
freaky.
She got scared. But yeah, babe, your support has helped me out a lot. Um, honestly, just knowing that someone like has your back, that really did help me want to come back. I was like this close to being like, let me just pack my shit up and just sell it. Like at this point, I was just like, so all this costs a ton of money, and I was just like on the verge of like, let me just pack up and just sell it. Like I don't feel like I'm gonna use it again. And then I don't know, like you kind of just brought that spark back into me, where it's just like I want to be more at home. I want to spend more time with you, but I also want to do things that I enjoy and love. But I don't want to do them alone. And doing this with you is just like the best of both worlds, you know? It is.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so the sixth question.
Yeah.
What keeps you going when you're faced with setbacks and disappointments in your podcast journey?
Um that's a good question, cuz that what was it, the second video or the third video? I think it was the second video. We recorded for like an hour. Or no, that was the third one. We whatever the case may be. We recorded a podcast for like an hour. And at the end of the podcast, right, my girlfriend and I were just tired. We both got out of work. I had to convince her. I had to like be like, please, like, let's just do this, please. We recorded. I was like, yo, this podcast went amazing, babe. It was awesome. I was the first time she was going to be on camera with me. And we find out there was no audio. And that sucked a lot. But what kept me motivated was the fact that like seeing the positive engagement from the audience watching, all the people, viewing the videos and liking, and then starting to see that, small little following grow. That really like pushed me to like keep going, and it motivates me every day. Like I swear to God, every day I check it. Every day I check the Instagram, I check the TikTok, I check the Facebook, I check the YouTube, and all channels are getting some audience, some viewership. Even if it's like, oh, I got 10 views, 100 views, whatever, like that really does motivate me, because I'm like, I'm getting something. Where once again, like on Twitch, I can stream for 5-10 hours and only had one viewer. And that one viewer was probably me watching my chat, So it kind of sucks sometimes, but that's why I'm on YouTube and, trying to see how this goes. But yeah, that does motivate me and keep me going. It's just seeing you guys, like, follow, all that stuff. So I appreciate it. Share it with your friends. If you guys think it's really cool, share it with your friends and be like, yo, look what I seen. Like, what would you rather do, this or that? That, because we do a lot of that. So yeah. What's your next question, babe?
Question 7.
Yeah.
Can you share a specific experience where you felt discouraged but managed to overcome it and continue pursuing your podcast dream?
Yeah. Uh, to be specific, right? I asked some people to be on my podcast, and it was just really tough to figure out a day. Really tough. And you guys, whoever's watching, don't get mad at me. All right, don't get mad at me. But you guys don't even know who I'm talking about. You don't, because there's a ton of people that I ask. Okay, but I was asking these people to be on my podcast, and they were like, yeah, but once again, when it comes down to it, it's like something always came up, and it was tough because I felt like, and don't get me wrong, me personally, I feel like even when I'm busy, I try to make some effort. And I know I can't do it all the time. I know I can't show up all the time. But if I tell somebody, hey, I'm going to be there, like you can count on me to be there. You can count on me to show up, even if it's for 10 minutes. I can drive fucking 6 hours. I can drive fucking 21 hours to back to Kansas. If I tell somebody, hey, I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna be there. Like you can take my word for it. I'm gonna do my best to be there. And it just sucks that like sometimes that love isn't reciprocated. But it's okay because, things happen and I get it. So I can't take it to heart. I can't take it personally. But I recover from it by just keep going, just keep going. Can't let, that stuff bring you down. Cause what I noticed too is like some of those things did bring me down a lot before I started this new one, right? A lot of those things put me down, and it just like it's hard to come out of that zone, that mentality of, when you're in it. It's hard to come out of it. So I I try to stay away from it, and I'm just like I'm just going to do it. Whatever it takes, I'm going to do it. If it takes me doing this more often, I will do it. I'll have someone just say, I'll just start at this point, probably just be like, hey, babe, can you just ask me these questions? Hey, can you just, be the side audience, and just, you don't got to be on camera. You don't got to do nothing. Just help me out with this. And honestly, that does help me, babe. So I appreciate that. But yeah, at this point, like I feel like that's where it's gonna be going to. So that way I can produce, that way I can just produce more content that I really enjoy and that I really love and I want to put out there for everybody. So yeah, it's okay. You and
Okay,
Molly are going to sleep. Look, she got one eye open.
she does.
Yeah.
Okay, so how important it is sorry.
It's okay. You're good.
Wait, retake.
Yeah, hold on. I got you. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Go.
Okay, so how important is it for you to find someone from your own area who shares the same passion and commitment for podcasting?
Um, it's not the most important in my opinion, but I would like to find somebody that's local that has the same passion for it. Because, accessibility, it's easier, right? Be like, hey, like, you down to do a podcast tonight? Sure. What time? Boom, done, be there. Right? It'll be so much easier. It'll be cool. Someone that I can relate to, also like growing up in the same area, you can relate to a lot of stuff. But like I said, it's not like I need to have somebody that's in the same area, because like if they grew up somewhere else and moved here, we can share those differences too. But like, oh, that's crazy. You do it that way. I do it this way. But it's not like very important, but I would like to find somebody, maybe that I used to hang out with or kick it with, and then all of a sudden we just reconnect. We have a lot in common. We both want to do podcasting, blah blah blah. That'd be really cool. Because the passion would be there, and even like people like watching would be able to see it. So I think that'd be cool. Go ahead, man.
What qualities or characteristics are you looking for in a potential podcasting partner or co-host?
Um, I think it'd be cool someone that can joke around, someone that's able to like debate without getting like hurt. Someone that's willing to talk about maybe topics that not everybody's willing to talk about. That would be pretty cool. Someone that has experience and stories to tell of their own. Someone that's like energetic would be pretty cool too. You know, Funny. Yeah, someone like that I think would be pretty cool. Someone that also knows a little bit about like behind the scenes of the podcast. That would help too because like when I can share, knowledge like that with someone that already knows too, it's easier to like make this whole thing work. Because me doing it by myself, don't get me wrong, I know how to do it now, but having someone that knows more and be like, oh, why are you doing it that way? This way it's easier and it requires less like products or devices and stuff. That'll be cool. But yeah, for now, it's all me. Yeah.
So, how do you envision your podcast evolving and growing in the future? And what steps are you taking to make that vision a reality?
Mm, okay. Ask me one more time. That was a long one. That was a long one.
How do you envision your podcast evolving and growing in the future? And what steps are you taking to make that vision a reality?
Okay. So that's a two-part question. Okay. So the first part is like, where do I see my podcast in the future? Right. What's the vision look like? To me, I'd like to have an actual studio. I used to have one back when I lived in Kansas, right? It was a room. I modified the whole room to be an actual studio, but I like to have an actual studio where I can do business at, right? I can have people come and like we can have, you know, like actual hosts or guests, not hosts, have actual guests come to the show and to the podcast and like actually talk and share stories and cool things like that. I think that's where I envision the podcast going. I envision it growing a lot. I'd like to involve more of my family on there. I think that'll be cool. But I'd like to have like a professional set. That'll be amazing. But to make it more like welcoming. I don't want it to be like super professional, everybody's squared up away, sitting up straight, chairs, and I kind of want to be more relaxed but informative also. So I don't know like the theme. However, I do want to have a more professional setup and yeah, just be more involved with like a lot more people and collab with different YouTubers and artists and musicians and even bring on like scientists or what doctors or whatever. That'll be cool. Involve more of like the medical field that I'm in. I think that'll be cool to share some like stories of like back in the day, like being like me. I was a firefighter, so I'd be down to be able to share some stories of what happened when I was a firefighter and stories of me in the medical field. So that's where I envision the podcast in the future, right? The second part, can you repeat it one more time for me, please?
What steps are you taking to make that vision a reality?
So I think the steps that I'm taking is trying to be more consistent with the podcast. I feel like I've been doing that before. I would stream randomly whenever, whenever I wanted. I streamed whenever I wanted. I posted whenever I wanted. I didn't really ever do like shorts, reels, none of that. I didn't really have a specific page for like my streams or podcasts.
Like a schedule?
Yeah, a schedule too. But I didn't have like a page on Instagram or a specific page on TikTok for it. TikTok was like I had a TikTok page for like my streaming stuff, but it was just a mixture of random stuff, gaming and a whole bunch of random things, right? It wasn't like specifically, for the podcast. And I feel like now I'm taking it serious. I really want this to work. I'm doing everything that I can to just continue to get home after a 10-hour long shift and still try to produce content, produce videos. I stay up after this, even like editing, cutting, posting, doing all that stuff. And I feel like it's been working. And I feel like, that's kind of showing that, like, what I'm doing to make that a reality. My vision for the podcast, a reality, which I hope one day also the podcast, I'm able to like go to different countries and do podcasts with like different people from with like that are popular in different countries. That would be pretty cool. Like if I can collab with like artists from Mexico, that would be cool because that's where my family's from. But even like I don't know other places like Australia, Thailand, Laos. That's where my girl's from, Laos. Well, not that's not where she was born, but that's where her family's from. Okay, what's the next question, babe?
Has your podcasting journey taught you anything about yourself or your own, I can't say that, resilience
Resilience,
and
yeah,
determination?
and determination.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I feel like after watching my previous stuff, my streaming for when I was gaming, podcasting, like the old stuff, it taught me a lot. It taught me a lot. It taught me that I have to have some empathy for people and sympathy for people too. I can't just be like, these are my opinions. I don't care about anybody else's opinions. I feel like that's kind of arrogant. And it taught me that I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be the person that's like, these are my opinions. That's it. You know? Or this is, or it taught me also that I don't want to be seen as like that crazy kid that says whatever, shouts, screams, yells, destroys stuff, that's mad or whatever. I don't want to be seen like that. I don't think that's who I am. And I feel like the past, videos that I've had on my streaming platform, that's not in particularly me. It was just more of like a phase, I guess you can say. But yeah, I want to grow and learn it, and I want to be a better person. I want to learn how to be a better person. I have a lot of books that I've been collecting recently that, it's hopefully like when I start reading them, it teaches me a lot of stuff of how to be better as for me, you know what I mean? And for the people around me. So like watching my previous ones compared to how I'm doing these podcasts now, honestly, that's how I want to be kind of seen as. Like, yeah. I don't know if that answered the question. Did it?
That was a lot.
It was, yeah.
I mean, yeah, you answered it.
Okay. Appreciate it.
Are there any lessons or advice you would give to other aspiring podcasters who may be facing similar challenges or struggles?
Yeah, I would say honestly, figure out a way to just do it. Honestly, that's probably like the biggest advice I can give. Figure out a way to just do it. Produce videos, produce, content. Just do anything for you to get the videos and the stuff that you want to do out there. Make it to where it's like something that you're really proud of, something that you enjoy, something that's coming from you, no matter if like there's nobody there, regardless if nobody's helping you. Just do it. Just post it. Record yourself, talk to yourself, ask your friend, ask your neighbor, ask your girlfriend, ask your uncle to just sit down and ask you questions and talk to you about, or to talk to you, just conversate, conversate with someone randomly, just like, but I would say just do it. Just do it. Because, for example, in my situation, right, it took me so long to get to this point to where I'm just like, fuck it. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to make content. I'm going to go live. I'm going to stream. I'm going to edit. I'm going to just put stuff out there so I can keep going and get motivated. And I know there's going to be downfalls, right? I know there's going to be moments where it's like, fuck, it's not going anymore. It's not working the way I want to, but you just got to keep going. Just keep going. There has to be a way, right? There's always a way. Even when there's not a way, eventually there is. And I got that from one of the books that I was reading, actually. But yeah, it said, even when there's not a way, eventually there is. Eventually you find a way. Eventually there's a way out or a way to do it. So just do it. That's literally it. Like Nike, just do it, I guess. Go ahead, babe.
So the last question.
I think it was the same one, right?
The last one?
Yeah, the last one was.
This is, why aren't you producing more podcasts?
Oh, yeah, that's true. I forgot about that question. The real reason why I'm not producing more podcasts is because I'm tired. I work a lot. I usually work Monday through Friday. Sometimes I have 2 days off during the week. Sometimes I only have one. Sometimes I have none. But I work 10-hour shifts. So I'm just like really tired all the time. And we're always like driving, and then we get out of driving. And then we are lifting people, then all that stuff. So it gets tiring. It gets tiring mentally, physically sometimes. Like today it was raining. It was kind of like, damn, we both didn't want to be there, my partner and I. So it gets tiring, but again, you just got to do it. You just got to do it. Go out there and fucking do it. Even if I'm tired. Like right now I'm tired. I'm trying to give you all the energy that I have left. Everything that I have left, it's right here. So I'm trying. I'm going to produce more podcasts, and I'm going to keep pushing more out there. But yeah, honestly. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You have anything you want to say, babe?
I want to say happy early birthday to you.
Thank you. Thank you, babe. Finally turned.
He's turning the big
26.
26.
Thank you.
So
I appreciate it.
happy birthday to Cisco.
Thank you, babe. I appreciate it. Means a lot.
Keep going.
Yeah.
You're doing good.
You think I should?
You're doing great.
Oh, yeah. Think I should keep going? What do you think?
Of course.
Do you think the videos are coming out good?
Yes.
Yeah.
I see you trying like hard for it, so
yeah.
I see you going hard for it, so you know.
Do you think they're coming out good though, the videos you've seen, the clips?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you're doing good.
I appreciate it, but thank you. Well, that is about it, guys. I appreciate you guys stopping by. I know this wasn't a long podcast, but it's okay. Once again, I know sometimes it is a long video to watch, the whole podcast. I know. So don't worry, right, babe? They don't gotta worry, right? They don't have to worry. You guys can just follow TikTok and Instagram, now on Facebook. Go ahead and follow those, and you can literally watch the highlights, the clips, the shorts of the full podcast there in 30 seconds to a minute. So short and doesn't waste a lot of time. Scroll through them, laugh, enjoy it. Drop a like, drop a follow. That's all. Literally it. Now you can even watch it on YouTube. Go to our channel, subscribe, like, hit that bell notification, and you can even watch shorts, the reels on YouTube. Fucking amazing. She said, oh, my sister said, damn, you're old. LOL, JK, happy early birthday. Brother, keep on thriving. I appreciate it, sis. Thank you. And I'm old, dude. You're 2 years older than me. But thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, you know what I mean? Like, hit that subscribe button. Share it with your friends. Share it with your neighbor. Tell your uncle. When you hit that Thanksgiving dinner next week, tell the whole family. Be like, you know what I'm thankful for? these amazing podcasts that I've been seeing at Cisco's podcast. It's so great. How do you not know? Tell your family. Be like, how do you not know about these podcasts? It's so cool, so genuine, funny, creative. Stories are really good. You know, I don't know. But yeah. Subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Follow, like. I feel like I'm just repeating myself at this point, huh? All right, yo. Y'all take it easy.